angels and downloaders alike, and welcome to another Erin Rambles video. This week was San Diego Comic-Con, which is basically like the definitive Comic-Con. Like, every country has its own Comic-Cons. Like, I was recently, well I say recently, a couple months ago at Belfast Comic-Con, which was shite. It was unbelievably shite. But that's what I expect, because where I live, I don't expect to have big celebrities coming by. The last big celebrity I met at a Comic-Con was Sylvester McCoy and Sophie Aldred. Which, to be fair, was a great experience, but in comparison to this kind of stars you see at like San Diego Comic-Con, New York Comic-Con, the Italian Institute Comic-Con, it's not that great. But out of all these Comic-Cons, New York, Italy, Belfast, San Diego is basically the definitive one. It is the one where all the footage for all the upcoming movies will get released. For example, Aquaman, Shazam, Crimes of Grindelwald, all of those trailers were released at San Diego Comic-Con because it's like it's the main con. It's like the one, that sounds like it's the main, like, the main con, you're getting conned out of your money. No, it's the main Comic-Con, and basically it's where all the stars will be if they can, and it's basically where all the new content for upcoming movies, TV shows, comics, etc. will be released. It is a dream of mine, it is on my bucket list to someday get to San Diego Comic-Con, but whether that'll happen or not it might happen, I don't know, but it doesn't seem likely. But that's what bucket lists are for. I recently went to Disneyland and I never thought I'd get there, so who knows, maybe I will get to San Diego Comic-Con. The Shadowhunters cast have been at San Diego Comic-Con before, but they seem to frequent New York Comic-Con more. And there's been questions that have arose about why the Shadowhunters cast weren't at San Diego Comic-Con this year. People think it's because the show's been cancelled, that San Diego Comic-Con doesn't want them there because the show's been cancelled. But believe it or not, there's actually a sensible reason as to why they're not there. Reason number one. San Diego Comic-Con invites actors and producers and directors of upcoming movies and TV shows, things that are going to be released in the next oncoming year. For example, Game of Thrones wasn't there. There weren't that many Game of Thrones stars because Game of Thrones is not going to be released this year. I think it's next year that it's being released. I'm not 100% on that, but basically it's not being released this year. It's more for advertising upcoming movies, upcoming TV shows, upcoming comics, animes, cartoons, etc., things like that. That's why we saw things like Aquaman and Crimes of Grindelwald and Shazam, because these are things that are going to be coming up in the oncoming months. For example, Aquaman is in December, Crimes of Grindelwald in November. I'm not sure when Shazam is, but you kind of get the idea. Basically, it's for things that are going to be coming up. And probably if Shadowhunters had been premiering Season 3B, as they had originally intentioned, then they might have got invited. But as we know, once this whole Save Shadowhunters campaign started, when Shadowhunters got cancelled, Season 3B has been knocked back until next year. So we aren't getting it this year, unless something drastic happens and the Save Shadowhunters campaign finally breaks through and works. Reason number two, money. I haven't heard a lot about on the money aspect of things, but as far as I'm aware, Freeform can't pay for the Shadowhunters cast to come to San Diego Comic-Con, especially because of the reason that they don't have anything coming up. They don't really have anything to release, they don't really have anything to announce, so there's no real reason for them to be there, so why would they put money towards bringing them there if there was nothing really that was going to come of it. Reason number three, timing. It is really bad timing San Diego Comic-Con this year, mainly because last week or the week before it was the Italian Institute, which is a kind of Shadowhunters Comic-Con, which is based on Shadowhunters alone. It was a couple weeks ago and most of the cast was there. Catherine McNamara in particular came by and surprised everyone because I don't think she was going to be there. She wasn't supposed to be there, either that or she wasn't scheduled, but she surprised everyone by showing up. So the cast has spent a lot of time in Italy doing the Italian Institute Comic-Con, while simultaneously the filming for Season 3B's finale has been going on. And all of this is probably, all these conflicting works is probably becoming difficult on the cast, and they need to focus on the 3B finale and put their energy into getting that filmed. I I really appreciate the effort that they put into getting to the Italian Institute Con. Of course, I wasn't there, obviously. I was in France recently, but not Italy. But I still appreciate the fact that they put so much effort into trying to get there, because this is a con based solely on Shadowhunters that Italian fans threw together to honour Shadowhunters, honour the cast, and a lot of them showed up. A couple of people weren't able to make it, like Imre Tobia. She wasn't able to make it because it conflicted with her filming schedule. But the majority of them were able to make it, and I think that was really, it was really nice to see, and it was really good to see all the cast together, and just a big community appreciating Shadowhunters together, even though the show has been cancelled. I don't know, I just thought it was really sweet and really nice, and it just makes me wish the show wasn't cancelled even more. All is not lost, however. There was a Shadowhunters presence at San Diego Comic-Con. I am not sure who it was, but whoever it was, I tip my hat to you. Someone paid for Sea of Shadowhunters pedicabs to be around San Diego Comic-Con this year. And we've seen photos all over Twitter of people on them, around them, taking photos with them, riding in them. We've even seen the actor, I'm not sure what his name is, I'll put it below, the actor who plays Asmodeus. He showed up at Comic-Con and he had a ride in the Sea of Shadowhunters pedicab, and people are giving out flyers, some are leaving around stickers. It's very nice to see that there are people who are still fighting for Shadowhunters even when they're not around. I'd probably be doing the exact same thing if I was in San Diego. I would probably be throwing stickers everywhere, throwing flyers at people, informing people who don't know what the show is about it, to spread the word, get it out there. Shadowhunters need saved, and we're not going to shut up until at least we get a definitive answer. So even though the Shadowhunters cast weren't there and there was nothing to release, and as annoying as it is, the reasons why they weren't there are very reasonable, we can take comfort in the fact that there still was a Sea of Shadowhunters presence there, as there was when they flew the airplane and the billboards in Times Square. They even sent M&Ms to some of the people who work with I can't remember what they're called, I think it's Miramax, I'm not sure, the film company who distributes Shadowhunters. And I think they did the Mortal Instruments movie as well. They sent Sea of Shadowhunters M&Ms to them, which was just amazing. And it's just, we're not shutting up still. And I'm really happy to see that, and I'm really glad that we're all still fighting for this, because the show is worth saving. So that's all I have to say. Shadowhunters, Angels and Downwarders alike. Quick note before the end of this video. My birthday is in 2 weeks, and I have decided to do a fundraiser instead of really asking my family and friends for gifts. I am doing a fundraiser on Facebook for a charity called Mermaids. Mermaids help young people who are going through and who are struggling with their gender and are suffering from gender dysphoria, and they basically help them, give them advice, raise awareness with their families, give them the support that they need. And recently this issue has become really important to me, so I want to raise awareness, raise some money for mermaids, and just because it's a very important cause, and I think that the work that mermaids are doing is really good. So I'm going to leave a link to the fundraiser down below in my YouTube. Donate whatever you want, whatever you can. If you don't want to donate anything, that's grand. I'm not here to suck money out of you. I'm just letting you know in case you do want to contribute. But if you don't, that's grand. I'm not gonna. I understand. I never donate to anything that people ask me to. But anyway, it's down there if you want to donate anyway. So I'll see you next time, Shadowhunters, Angels and Downwarders alike. And remember, even when the Shadowhunters cast aren't around, the Sea of Shadowhunters movement always will be.